That Note with Parker Whirling.
Any questions before we get going?
You want me to interview you now?
Yeah. Let's
I
do
would
this.
love to. I've always wanted a podcast, so this
There
is
you
great.
go. Yeah, you can just take this one, honestly.
Yeah, okay,
Take
cool.
over. Yeah, I've been looking to sell it to somebody.
I don't have money, so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Well, that's,
would
you know what? You can just take it.
Yeah,
It's all
okay,
good.
Great.
All right, cool. We got Sydney Ward here from Sleepers Club joining me on That Note. Thank you for coming on the pod, repping the Cheap Trick shirt. I love it. Yeah, the whole fit is awesome. Yeah, it's Sunday morning, beautiful Sunday morning here. I got my tea, getting ready to go. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling real good.
Nice.
Yeah, I like a Sunday morning, so.
It's beautiful. And we were going through the record collection, choosing an album. We got a couple ready to pick. Of course, we're going to get into Fear Tower, the new single, and your string of singles you've been releasing this year in 2025. But as usual, we'd like to start with the vinyl that you picked. You picked 2 records. You mind telling us about those?
Yes. Do you want me to grab them? Do we want
Sure.
to
Yeah. You can show it off to the camera for a second.
Well, we're going to start off with Ram, Paul McCartney, one of my favorites.
Classic.
It's just a classic. It's just a feel good. Out in the country,
That's one of the best bass lines ever.
Just, it makes you feel, makes your bones feel good.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
What's your
solid.
favorite song on there?
Smile Away, maybe.
Oh, yeah.
I don't. That one.
Is that the last one?
That one kind of just gets me a little like. Yeah.
Yeah,
like
that's a fun one. I always ask people when they pick this, because a lot of people love this record, which is great. Which one they think is my least favorite. There's one I pretty much always skip.
Which one?
It's Monkberry Moon Delight.
I can see why.
Yeah.
It kind of.
It's a little too strange for me.
That makes sense. Too Many People is also fun.
Oh, man. To me, every song on there.
But Ram On and Heart of the Country, that's one of my faves too.
Yeah, Heart of the Country is great.
Yeah.
Ram On, like one of the coolest uses of ukulele in a song ever.
Yes.
It's like not cheesy
You
at
should
all.
never use ukulele ever except for on
covering that song.
Yeah.
Yeah, he crushes it. Yeah, every song on that is awesome, and I don't listen to it enough, honestly.
Listen to it more.
I think
this is your recommendation.
This is the sign I've been looking for.
Yeah, I'm assigning it to
also,
you.
the album cover is just sick.
It's perfect.
So, yeah, we picked Ram, a classic, but then you picked a little bit more of an underground album that people don't know about.
Honorable mention to my friends Ponderosa.
Ponderosa.
Yeah, this record is so amazing. Pool Party. And yeah, my dear friends. So it's really special.
Shout out to Ponderosa. Yeah, I was very surprised when you mentioned, you're like, oh, you've got Ponderosa, because no one I know has ever looked at that or said anything. And that album truly meant a lot to me, like my senior year of high school, because I found them through Dave FM. If any, like, old
I know.
Atlanta
I remember
heads.
Dave FM.
Yeah, I was a big Dave FM fan. That was like
Same.
the best radio station in Atlanta. They always played more like indie rock songs, and I didn't know that they were an Atlanta local band at that time. And then I ended up finding their music on Spotify and loving that album. I loved a couple on the previous album before that. And then I think a couple of years ago when I was in Athens, I was at was it not Wax Tree, one of the other Low Yo-Yo record store there, and they had it like up in the front. I'm like, I can't believe you guys have this. And that's when I learned that they were a local Atlanta band. So that's awesome that you know them.
Yeah, I love them. They're very, very sweet. And this record, I feel like, was kind of a big turning point for them, and really kind of changing from their kind of southern rock background and to like exploring more in the way I think that they all wanted to. And
they almost had like an MGMT moment. It felt like kind of like an electronic.
They're getting more into that like electronic, almost like little nod to Tame Impala or something like that, and Beach House. using a lot of synth stuff. So I really loved this record, and still listen to it.
Yeah.
Sometimes. So
every once in a while I throw it on. I'm like, man, I just feel like taken back to that time. Navajo was my entry point. I love that song.
Jam.
And also the first one I thought was great. I don't remember the name of it, but
Here
that
I
first
Am
song,
Born?
Here I Am Born,
Yeah.
very like steady, pulsing intro of a song.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. Well, Sleepers Club. I'm excited to talk about your music. We've been messaging back and forth about it over the last week or two, trying to get you on. And
Yes, thanks for being patient.
that's okay. That's just how it is. You know,
My days be crazy.
it is. Things are crazy right now, but I'm excited we got you on. I really love all the singles you've been putting out. Fear Tower being the newest. It came out October 24th, so pretty fresh. How's it feeling? You know, only about a month into this new song.
Yeah, I'm very happy this song is out. It was one that honestly Damon and I weren't sure we would actually ever put it out. Out of the collections of songs that we recorded, that was like the one little outlier that we were like, I don't know if this really fits with all the other things that we had recorded at the time. But I was obsessed with kind of a little like alien B-52s, little synth line that we came up with.
Yeah.
I was like obsessed with it. I was like, I don't know, it feels so good and fun. So I'm really excited that we were able to release it, and and it's a special song for me too.
Yeah, what about it was maybe making it the outlier for y'all?
I feel like from the other collection of songs that some we haven't even released yet, but it kind of came more of my style of writing that's very singer-songwriter, and then Damon and I like flesh things out from there. And so this one, Damon and I wrote together in real time, and some of the songs we do that and some we don't. And I felt like it just had a lot of anxiety kind of underlying it, and we kind of approached it with a different production than the other songs, just for fun, because we were kind of bored too. It was like during COVID, so we were like bored and trying stuff out. And so I just felt like it stuck out sonically, for like it was a little darker and a little weirder than some of the other production styles that we do. And I became obsessed with it, and Damon's like, I don't know, I'm not so sure. But then like we kind of like came around now that we revisited everything and been releasing stuff and finished like the mix and got it where we wanted it. It's like, oh, this makes sense. It does fit in with the rest of the stuff we're doing. So
yeah, sometimes you have too close of a look at something, and if you either take a lot of time away from it, you can kind of see the bigger picture.
Yeah.
Or if you show it to somebody else who doesn't have such a close relationship to it, they to me, I never thought about it as being more of an outlier. I mean, it does have like a darker sound like you were talking about, but it still fits within the world. And, you guys have crafted a pretty clear, intentional world, especially visually to me, which I think is really awesome. But with this song, with all these songs, you recorded these in 2020.
Yeah.
So that's a while back.
Time capsule, baby.
Yeah. What's it been like revisiting these? And, was there a moment where you guys were like, now is the time. Let's finally release them.
Yeah. It's been a journey. Words everyone likes to use, a journey. But we recorded all these songs in the midst of the pandemic, and did them very quickly as well, like kind of in real time, like writing, recording. We were very fortunate. We had access to, Damon's studio. We had to close it. And so we were able to just like go in every single day for a couple weeks and record everything. Now I just forgot what your question was. What's it like to release it now? I feel like, a lot of these songs, I kind of was like, I'm recording them because they need to come out, and it's like a creative process, and Damon and I really enjoy writing together. But at that time, like I had not had any plans of releasing them, and definitely didn't have plans of also in that time period, like the music industry was shutting down, you know, there was no more touring, live shows were not happening. And it just kind of felt like, well, like now wouldn't be the time anyways. So let's just, put it on, I don't know, put it on this hard drive and like, you know, put it on this little
Keep it there
shelf
for a long
here.
time.
And yeah, I think honestly, we both kind of moved forward and then things opened up and, you know, I have little troublemakers. And so that was starting to take a lot of my energy and time. And
that's your music teaching
yeah,
business?
Yeah, our little music school. So that, yeah, definitely like took over my timeline a little bit. That's something I talk about a lot is like decisions, like kind of put you down different paths. And so, you know, I was kind of on this path of like touring, recording artist, and then COVID kind of hit and I was already beginning to work for myself and then had this opportunity in a studio to start having our own music studio. And that kind of, yeah, like changed the trajectory for, or at least rerouted the route per se. And so yeah, I think in some ways I didn't really have a plan to release these songs. And for Damon and I, probably that's this year. This has all kind of happened pretty quickly. I would say in like April, we both kind of, we had not talked about the project, like a little bit here and there over the years. We're like, oh, what about those songs? Maybe we should, are they good? Like, should we finish them? Are they worth, I don't know, people hearing these? You know, we were very too close to it. We felt a lot of, you know, typical things that artists feel, which is like, it's not done and it's not enough. And we did it so long ago. Is it relevant today? And, but we decided, I don't know, we kind of like looked at each other. We're like, I think it's time. Just having this feeling like it's time to finish it. It's time to let it go. And some of that I think is different for each of us. I mean, you'll have to talk to Damon, but for me, I felt like I felt blocked musically and creatively in writing because this project was just like hanging like the monkey on your back. It was just like sitting here and I couldn't move forward a little bit like Fear Tower. Like, you know, you're frozen a little bit in time. And I felt it was necessity of survival a little bit as an artist. Like I was like, I'm going to have to purge this. We're going to have to get it out because I can't write. I'm stuck in this sleeper club world, I guess.
Yeah.
So yeah, I feel like we just kind of both felt in April, like the world is weird. Our country is weird. That's a whole other thing. And we're feeling the same anxious feelings that we felt then. I think it's more of like we revisited anxious feeling that we felt at the time of writing it, that it like made us, unfortunately, yes. Ugh. But it made us want to, like kind of revisit that space and it felt like the right timing now for both of us. So we kind of just were like, all right, let's finish these.
Yeah, almost like, you know, wine like will set for a long time or whatever, you know. They got to put it away for 7 years and then it's like that's when it's actually good.
Yeah. It has to age properly.
It has to age properly. Yeah. So were you able to write anything in between that time? Were you doing much writing on your own? Were all these songs written and recorded in 2020?
Yeah. So I don't think I'm strange. I think every artist has a different process to how they write. I'm very much like a faucet on, faucet off person.
Yeah, I get it.
And at that time, I was like, faucet on, and I was writing a song. I was writing 1 to 2 songs every day, and sometimes I'd write in the morning, and we'd be in the studio that night recording and tracking everything. And that was I feel like I wrote like 15 to 20 songs in about 2 weeks.
Wow.
And it's like this super insane, it's this insane process that, you know, I can get into, but then I don't write anything for 5 years. Mm-hmm. And sometimes people are like, that's so strange. And I'm like, I don't know. It's just like a decision a little bit and timing. And I feel like it has to feel right for me. And I have to be tuned in all the way. And some of that is the blockage too of not releasing. Mm-hmm. It didn't allow me to, you know, Right. So yeah, in that time period, I've written little whatever diddly bops here and there, but like nothing with like that kind of seriousness and intention. But we've been revisiting that now, which has been really cool.
That's awesome. What are some of those elements that need to be in place for you to feel like you can turn that faucet on?
Well, my mind needs to be right. There's a lot going on in there.
That's when the world feels like it's falling apart.
Yeah, it's great timing for me. I need that pressure of like, the world might end. Might as well do this.
Yeah.
You might die. No one will hear this anyways. It's fine. I love that. Yeah, I think I do. I like a little bit of pressure on myself and guidelines. And I like to have a time frame and being fully dedicated and we have 1 week or we have 2 weeks. I like that process. I'm a little bit of an all or nothing person in that capacity.
Kind of like a bookend, like an event almost.
Yeah, I'm not a sprinkler, like, like I'm going to work on this project slowly. I'm like, no, we're doing it right now. Let's go.
Yeah.
So I think it's, making that commitment to myself and creating the space for it is super important. And once I like decide to turn the faucet on, I can keep it on, but I have to be ready and the space has to be there for me to not be able to do other things.
Yeah.
I have to like be in that world only. I can't, I don't know, change worlds.
Yeah. Was it hard at all to put yourself back in the mindset of when you wrote and recorded these songs as you're releasing them? Because for me, I'm always the kind of person who, like right now I am working on an album and it is a sprinkle method because I have to go up to Nashville to do it with my friend. So it's not like I can just pop into the studio every other day. So because of that, I'll have a lot of time in between sessions to write stuff. And if I do write something in between that, I usually like it more and feel more resonant with it because I just recently did it. Whereas that will end up taking the place of like an older song that I would have maybe wanted on the album, but now I don't because I'd rather have this new one. Like, is there any recency, not bias, but just feelings you had to deal with putting out songs you wrote 5 years ago?
Yeah, absolutely. And what that there's like a name for, I think that for artists in general of like shiny object syndrome or something like that. Like the new, like we always want the new thing. And I think it's very universal to be like, I don't connect to that anymore because we are growing so rapidly all the time. And like, in a way, I'm like, that is not me. That's me so long ago. And I'm a very different person from when I wrote those songs. But I was nervous. I felt really nervous that it wasn't going to represent me today or that I wouldn't be able to connect to it and feel like proud in that kind of way. But once we released the first single, Done Sailing, because that one I was very like, I feel like just releasing the first one catapults the whole thing. Like, we're doing it, we're jumping in, we're diving head first. It actually felt very healing for me and kind of reopened. Yeah, it was like a feeling of relief, to be honest. And I did feel reconnected and kind of back in that world and headspace of, and trying to be intentional of like, why did I write this? Where was I during this? And like, what is my reason for releasing it now? And, that song in particular is like me having that assertion in myself of like, you can do it and you don't need permission and you don't need anybody else to tell you it's great.
Yeah, as long as you're...
And you don't even need to think it's great. You just do it. You can just put it out.
Yeah, now that's hard if you don't think it's great and then you put it out. But still, I mean, you're right. Even if one person... This is something you can tell yourself and forget all the time, is like if one person really connects with it, or even if only you connect with it, honestly, that's like that's the point of it all. If you can... Like if nobody heard these songs, which for 5 years nobody did. No one did. But that's still like you did that. You clearly did that for yourself because otherwise you would have never done it at all. And it's not like you released it immediately. Not that that matters, but nobody could make that argument that like you're doing it for other people. And I think as long as you are doing it for yourself, you'll end up discovering new things about how you feel and the way you like to write. And that's like the most fun journey to be on.
I agree. Yeah.
Where did this name Sleepers Club come from? Was that already there when you were writing the songs?
I'm trying to think. Yes, we already picked the name, which I kind of feel like did maybe dictate the world in which I was writing in. Before Sleepers Club, I had, played a lot, played in band arrangements, more of like my project with the backing band kind of vibe. And I really wanted to have a project name that wasn't just my name and embody like a world instead of like a person as the songwriter.
Yeah.
And Sleepers Club came about kind of COVID because we were just kind of, that's all there was to do in some ways, was to sleep.
Yeah.
Sleep.
And
I also, it's like sleeping all day, but I also struggle with sleep. Like I have struggled with insomnia for a really long time. And so it's kind of funny for those that are really close to me because they're like, girl, you don't sleep though.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, that's what the club is
like,
for.
It's
to support. Hopefully I can figure it out.
Yeah.
How to sleep. So it's for, are you a heavy sleeper? Are you do not sleep? But also Sleepers Club, I feel like the name for me felt like this lens that you're joining this club that's looking through a mystical lens a little bit. Like you're viewing the world through your sleeper's lens, through your,
right when you just wake up and you're drowsy.
Yeah. Yeah, you're not overthinking it.
That is how I listened to the EP this morning. Or not EP, but, all the songs you've released so far. I woke up and, like, right when I woke up, I put it on. And maybe it was, like, hitting extra hard this morning.
There we
maybe
go.
That's why, yeah.
It's for sleepyheads, yeah.
It's for sleepyheads. So if you want to really get the full experience, audience, listen to it right when you wake up or as you're falling asleep.
Oh, maybe.
It was nice to get my day going with those songs. Cool. That's that. I think it really hit then. So you and Damon Moon worked on these together. What do you think makes for a successful collaborator or collaboration partner?
Listening. Listening, and that's hard to say. I've worked with a lot of different people, and Damon and I have just really strong creative chemistry. And there's so much trust. I think that's number one is trust. Like you need to trust your collaborator that you are on the same sonic journey, sonic page, of what you are creating in that moment. And then I think being able to have open communication is really important too. So being able, for Damon and I, we're also partners in life. So, I think we have this ability to be very real with each other, which I think allows us. I'm like, nah, I don't like that. And he's like, rewrite that. So I think there is this kind of no filter that we have in building stuff and wanting things to really like truly be great. And that's our intention, and wanting each of us to bring out that greatness in each other. So I think that is what makes a strong collaboration is really honest communication on all parties' end, and making sure that with that communication you're sharing what are those influences, what are you going for to make that vision come to life.
Yeah. I mean, being on the same page is always, I was going to say ultimately number one, but I feel like the real number one is like just general. Do you click with them?
Good
as
vibes.
A person, good vibes, good hang. That always ends up being pretty much number one over anything. Because
then you're more comfortable. So if you're more comfortable, you're able to kind of sit in your authentic self more.
Yeah.
And not try. We don't mean to. I think we just do this in life of like kind of can start performing for the person because we don't quite feel as safe maybe around the person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're like feeling kind of rigid and bottled up around someone who's supposed to be the person who like translates your inner voice for people to hear like in the most honest way possible, and you're in that performative mode and not in a shameful way, just like the way we can be when we're around people we're not we don't know as well or aren't so confident around. It's like that's gonna be really tough to, you know, create something that feels real even to you, and like you'll know it feels strange.
Yeah, it feels awkward.
It does.
Yeah, I'm grateful that Damon and I have so much fun playing together.
Do you have any advice for someone who is maybe like solo and they want to find a producer or someone to work with but don't know like where to go, how to find that person, and maybe how to navigate that relationship once they have found someone or are trying to like find the right person?
I don't know, man. Trial and error.
It kind of is.
It's kind of hard. I think, you know, it takes, I feel like as a musician, you're really lucky when you find that chemistry to be able to create and write and record with somebody that really gets your vision, and those visions collide. And you don't really, it's hard to give advice because it is like a timing thing. And, you know, if anything, keep looking for it until it feels right would be my recommendation. Like, don't settle if you don't feel comfortable or it's not like getting you to that space that you want your music to be. Like, don't be afraid to move on. Don't be afraid to try working with different people. But then sometimes too, you got to work on your communication. So there's sometimes some of it is finding that right click. The other half is learning how to talk about what you want. And that takes skills on the songwriter end too, of how do you learn to communicate what's in your head and what you really want, and learning that verbiage and having references and being educated about it, I think helps too.
It really is like dating in a way. There's a lot of similarities. Like, you know, sometimes things are going well, but you're like, this is where this is going to end. And you're like, we had a great time. Like, this project was awesome, but there's something new on the other side of this. And you have to like get to know somebody, and you have to feel comfortable. And it's like, it really is, I don't know, it reminds me of dating in a lot of ways.
Yeah, it is.
And there's this inexplicable
it's intimate
reason why you end up really liking someone or not. Sometimes you know off the bat, you're like, oh, I don't know if this is going to be really the right move. So you have that trial day, which is, I think, important. But then when it feels right, you're like, yeah, let's lock it in. Let's do a whole project.
Heck yeah.
Is there any musical territory that you haven't explored yet that you would like to see Sleepers Club journeying into in the future?
I don't know yet. We're in this weird place where we're just like releasing stuff from, 5 years ago, and then now trying to step back into, we've been kind of writing a little bit together again, and like, what is the graduation per se? Like, where do we graduate to? Where are we growing from? How have our musical, interests changed over the last 5 years, and how is that going to influence this next round of writing? I don't know. I would say nothing's off limits. I like to have fun. I think deep down I'm, kind of a pop-minded writer. I'd love to get a little bit more into the rock scene a little bit, as far as more loud guitars, which Damon loves because that is his territory. And he's like, yes, more guitars, let's go. But and I enjoy doing some of the more dreamy stuff too. And I think, I hope that we're able to always kind of stretch within everything that we create into like showing the spectrum that Damon and I both enjoy of like, we love like beach house and like more synth stuff. And then we also
get some tennis vibes.
Oh, I love tennis. Yeah, that was a big influence too. There were like certain, bands and records we really listened to at that time in 2020, and Tennis was definitely one.
Yeah.
And Always, of course. And
Absolutely.
I love Julia Jacqueline. I was listening to her a
Oh,
lot at that
yeah.
time, and
She has one of the best album covers I've ever seen. The
Crushing?
one with the green
so
sweater,
good,
fucking awesome.
so good.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. So yeah, I guess influenced by whatever we're kind of listening to at the time. But I hope to always be able to stretch a little bit. I think, I don't want to feel like, oh, I'm just this forever. I've been in other projects where I've, done a little bit more of like 60s psych rock. I was like so obsessed with that, like Jefferson Airplane and all of that now I've been kind of moving into more, still pop, but like a little bit more synth. I love synth stuff in general, but we'll see. I don't know. The answer is I'm not quite sure what territory will surprise you.
Yeah.
I'd say more Devo, just because I love Devo, and I think Devo is really fun and cool. And
I need to try to get into them. I have not.
They have a new documentary
They're
that's
making
out about
the rounds right now. Well, they were at Shaky Knees.
They were at Shaky
and I saw
Knees,
you have the tattoo.
Yes, I do.
Man, OG.
So I get to
You go
go
every year for
forever.
free.
Go forever. Yeah.
That's
no stopping
awesome.
me.
I don't have any tattoos, but I wish I had done that.
Yeah,
when
it's a
they
good
were doing
investment.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you save $500-$600 a year getting to go to this concert for
Yeah.
free.
And then
that.
you don't feel guilty when you get like tired, and you just decide.
You're like, whatever, I can go home.
Yeah.
Who did you see this year?
Johnny Marr.
Nice,
That was
yeah.
actually one of my favorite sets. Devo.
Yeah.
Devo's just so cool. Again, they invented the music video, and I think that's really fascinating.
Huh.
And
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they basically did. They were music films, and that was before MTV and before like anybody was really putting visuals in that way to music. And I love that world too, of music video direction and visuals. We saw Alabama Shakes. Ugh, so good.
So
oh my
good,
goodness, literally. Yeah, that was the best of the weekend.
I just had Sophia on from Jaguar Glass.
Yes, love Sophia.
Yeah, she was awesome. And she was saying that was like the best mixed concert
It sounded
she's ever heard.
very good.
Yeah.
It sounded
and
very
at
good.
a festival, it's like, that's hard to do that.
I did.
I remember it being incredibly loud. Like I was so far away and I still was putting in the earplugs. But it was amazing. Brittany Howard is a freak.
Yes, her voice just like shakes my soul.
Yeah.
Wakes me up. I'm like, yes, I'm alive. I'm alive, Brittany.
Yeah. It felt very cool to be seeing them play. Like I felt very grateful because they hadn't played in I don't know how long. Like that album came out 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Sound and Color.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyone else?
Who else did we see? We saw Wet Leg. Big
Wet
fan of
Leg,
Wet
yeah.
Leg. Very, very fun.
That was a fun one.
And then the Marias. Wonderful. I love their production, stage production. I don't know. Who else did I see? We didn't see as many people. It was just so crowded. Sometimes I get just like, overstimulated in those spaces. I think we stayed for, let's see, All American Rejects for like a song, maybe. That was just for my nostalgia. Like, oh,
definitely.
I listened to you guys
that one
some
was
time
fun
ago.
for the nostalgia. And that singer, he's a goofball.
Yeah,
I had
very
no
weirdo.
idea. You assume like those songs, like he's gonna be really emo and barely talk at all. And, like too cool. And he was the biggest goofball I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
He just had no problem just being like, acting a fool up there. It was kind of crazy.
Yeah.
I was like,
he's having a good time.
He was having a great time.
I think that's what it's all about too.
Yeah. He was getting kind of emotional talking about, they recorded one of their albums in Atlanta. I didn't know that.
Oh.
He had mentioned that when they were up there.
Oh, cool.
I was like, nice. Shout out.
Nice.
But cool. Let's take this over to the last 5, where we're just going to pick 5 questions from this magic bowl here.
Okay.
And so you can do one at a time, and then we'll be done.
What are we going to do here? Blue. Okay. Ooh. In the studio or playing live? Meaning my favorite? Which one do I prefer? That's hard, though.
I know. It's a hard one. It's a pretty split 50-50, what people say.
Yeah. I don't know. I really like them both so much. for different reasons. I feel like the studio, when you kind of pull the whole song together and the mixes, like you got that rough mix and all the pieces finally fall in. To me, it's a very magical moment of this one little idea that you have now is like alive. It has been born. And that's really, really special to me. And yeah, so I really love the studio, but also I love playing live and I love performing, but performing, I feel like it depends on, there's a bit more like dependence on the show. Like where is the show? Like what's the vibe there? What's my energy like? And so I think it really, I like them both. They're both very special to me, but kind of just depends on, yeah, what's going on in my brain.
Yeah, that's true. It does feel like there's more variables at a show. But I mean, there's a lot of variables in the studio too. It's just, you kind of suss them out most of the time ahead of time before you get there.
Yes.
Like you got the, you know who you're working with typically, the space, the equipment that's there. Like you already know the vibe usually, unless something happens. But, a concert, you can get there and be like, oh, there's no parking. I don't know where to, I got to park like 2 blocks away and like drag the drum set up. 3 flights of stairs, like God
I
only
love that's
knows.
my favorite part, Parker.
yeah the movie.
Like I love problem solving on the fly. I love a bad DIY situation. It's so fun.
Super fun.
I do love touring though. That part I love. I love to travel. I love being in new spaces and seeing different cities, and so that part I do love. I love being on the go and meeting new people and what is this venue going to be? What is the crowd going to be like here? So
it's always new. Something
I like
new
the
is
new.
happening.
I do like the new. Yeah.
All right, let's check question number 2.
All right, let's see number 2. Pink. Best live show I've ever seen. But that's really hard. Why are you putting these questions that are just like so
there's
hard?
some harder ones too.
I'm going to pick one that I feel like is more impactful to my journey and upbringing a little bit, which is Lilith Fair 1998. I got to go, and it was phenomenal to be a little girl and see Sheryl Crow and Fiona Apple and
I've heard about this.
Yeah, like my mom took me and was like, we're gonna go to this, and I was like, I don't know what this is. And
I'll be able to brag about this in 20
years. I had no idea. I was like, this is historic. And I got to be there, and I just really opened up my world and really empowered like women in music and made me feel like that's something I could do. And it was just a really pivotal moment in my tiny kid life that I'm very grateful I got to go. And there's so many other shows that I've been to, like Cheap Trick, that was a great show. Tabernacle when I was a kid too. So but yeah, I feel like Lilith Fair was just really impactful as a young person.
That's so cool, man. That's awesome. You said who played there?
So, Sarah
Sheryl
McLachlan,
Crow?
it's like, it was like her.
That's right.
Her production.
I
And she's
reading about
amazing.
this.
She's very cool. But it had like all of the, heavy hitting female 90s women, Fiona Apple and Sheryl Crow.
Fiona Apple's
awesome. I think Sinead
Liz
O'Connor, Liz Fair. Oh, I love Liz Fair. So cool. It was amazing. And I remember I bought a t-shirt, and get this, I gave it away in a Goodwill bag. In high school because I'm dumb. And so listen up, kids. Don't get rid of your band t-shirts because you never know.
That sucks. That's brutal to hear.
It
That,
really is.
hurt
I
me
still
hearing
cry
that.
about it every other night.
I don't doubt it. I mean, some like there's some vintage bro out there right now wearing it,
And it's really small, so it's like a little crop top probably for them.
you're gonna see that guy one day and be like, that's
like,
mine.
that's mine.
That's a great answer for real. Lilith Fair 98.
Yeah.
All right, let's do question number 3.
I know that probably gives away my age, but
No, that's okay.
What is age?
There's somebody listening doing the math right now. That math meme.
Ooh, what's on your musical rotation? Let's see. I was like gonna say, a lot of 80s stuff right now, but that's only because Little Troublemakers were producing our next show is 80s Holiday, and I put together like a playlist for the teachers, and so a lot of The Cure right now is happening.
Ooh, I just started getting back
fun.
into them.
Yes. And I love Nick Lowe.
Okay.
I've listened to a little bit of Nick Lowe lately.
I don't know him too much.
You don't know him too much?
Mm-mm. I don't know if I know him at all.
You don't know him at all?
I know the name, but
I'll send you some stuff.
I'm thinking Nick Cave.
Nick Cave is very cool.
Yeah.
But it's a different Nick.
Different Nick.
A different Nick. There's a few Nicks of that era.
Uh-huh.
Nick Lowe's really great. Yeah, I've kind of been listening to some 80s stuff. It just depends. Sometimes I'm listening to newer stuff. Sometimes I'm listening to older stuff. Yeah, I think lately I've just been in a little bit of the 80s vibe, but also go back to some nostalgic stuff whenever. I love listening to Andy Shaw whenever I'm just like cleaning the house. There's something that he does to me that makes me clean the house. I'm just like, let me tidy and like Bon Iver, you know.
Totally.
Also,
that was one of the best shows I've ever seen. Was Bon Iver when he came here.
Such a fan.
At Chastain.
Oh, cool.
It was
I like that venue.
Unbelievable. Even though I don't love the venue. Like, it's okay. But that show was incredible. And Dijon opened, which was really cool.
Ooh.
So that was like an interesting experience.
Nice.
I think Dijon should be seen more in like an enclosed space.
I know outside sound can be a beast.
But Bon Iver, like, they crushed it. I don't know how. Like, that was, I literally felt like I was watching an alien transmission. They had those like diamond lights around them. I don't know if you've seen any videos of that.
No, but I'm a fan of any kind of weird lights on stage. I like that. So
well, you would have loved it. It was fun, and my friend gave me a free ticket, so that always makes it even better.
You're so lucky.
I know, yeah. Those are some of the best shows I've ever been to. They were free because somebody just asked me last minute.
Get in here. Yeah. That's awesome.
Cool. So we got some 80s tunes for what's on the rotation.
Yeah.
All right, what's next? I think we got 2 more.
Oh, okay.
Right, last 5.
Oh,
I think we did 3.
Listen, I don't know how to count.
Like, we're going to go through all of them.
I don't know how to count. 20. Yeah, let's do it. Let's go. Most underrated song album by your favorite artist. Okay, this is a thing, like, favorite artist is so changeable for me. Yeah. I kind of bounce around all the time.
Of course.
Underrated. Let me think about this. Underrated song or album. I would say, I don't know if it's underrated artist, but Jim Sullivan.
I don't know him.
No, it's more of a 60s, 70s vibe.
Mm-hmm.
But UFO, I love that record. I just feel like not a lot of people know about that record. That's why I think it's, I think you would really dig it as well.
Okay.
Jim Sullivan,
Jim
UFO.
Sullivan.
Yeah.
UFO. I'll check it out.
Which the whole story is that he got abducted by an alien. No one knows what happened to him.
Oh. Mm-hmm. He's just not around anymore?
Mm-hmm. Because, I think literally he was talking to aliens and they took him.
Whoa.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
look into it. It's very strange.
That sounds awesome. Yeah, that's some cool lore. Not a lot of good lore like that in an album.
Yeah. He might be in space.
Wow.
So, yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. I hope that's where I go if I disappear.
That would be, well, you've heard it here first, folks.
Yes.
Was that number 4?
I'm not counting, Parker.
Okay. I think that was 4.
That's your job.
Shit, you're right. Usually I'm pretty good at it, but let's do one more.
Also, I've knocked like 7 over the bowl here, so
I'm off too. Cause I'm like, I know a couple of them just fell out and we didn't do them. Let's call this the last one.
Okay, sure. I think we should. Ooh, best album covers.
That Julia Jacqueline one.
Yes, Julie Jacqueline. That one's very, very good. Also, I love the Ram one, actually. That's one of my favorites. Also, this might just because I was watching a documentary about Cyndi Lauper the other day, and Unusual, what's the record called? Unusual Women? Gosh, I can't even remember the name of it now. But the one where she's dancing in the street.
Okay.
But it's really, her whole concept for that cover was really, really cool, and how she kind of had influence of kind of like Spanish dancers. And then she wanted it to become a painting. I felt like it was really, really cool. Yeah. Isn't that the name of that record's Unusual? I'm an Unusual Woman. Or
I'm not too
like
educated on
Yeah.
Cyndi Lauper.
I'm only a little
unfortunately.
bit educated. I think she's amazing and badass for sure. I think that cover is really beautiful. And I also think I love Magical Mystery Tour cover just because it's
Whoa.
weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really wonky.
Yeah,
cover.
it's very dreamy and weird and a
That's
little
funny. Of all the
circusy.
Beatles
I like that
albums,
one. Yeah.
That's the one. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so it's like you're watching
Like circus
a
vibes.
children's cartoon or a
Yeah.
circus, like an advertisement for the circus. I do love it. Is one of those album covers, the more you look at it, the more little things you notice, like this, like the type is stars.
I know.
You don't really
I
notice
love
that for a long time, or I didn't really realize that, and that's really cool. I think the font of all the songs, like all the songs are on the cover. People don't do
Yes.
that too much anymore.
It's cool. It's really cool.
I like seeing that when they have the names of the songs on the cover.
Yes, it's very circusy. I love anything circus, and anything probably that's a little bit directed to the child's mind is really cool.
Yeah, maybe that's
Yeah.
the teacher in you.
It's a teacher in me.
There
yes,
you go.
Yeah, and just making I love the fantastical worlds, and that's why I do like that Magical Mystery Tour record in general. It just
Yeah.
feels very like make believe what is happening.
It's a fun one, and then there's some weird songs on there.
I like
Blue
weird.
Jay Way is like, whoa, this is not a children's vibe anymore. This is kind of creepy.
Yeah,
But I like that song.
They were on drugs probably, but
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, Sydney from Sleepers Club, thank you for coming on the pod. It was awesome to get to talk about all the songs you've released this year, Fear Tower being the newest. Everybody should go check it out. Go listen to the tunes. And where can they follow you on social media?
Thank you. Thanks for having me. This
Yeah,
has
of
been very
course.
cool. So nice to meet you. You can follow us mostly on Instagram at Sleepers Club. Wait, is that our thing? Wait,
think so.
At Sleepers Club.
Yeah.
At Sleepers
It
Club.
might be like Sleepers.club.
I don't even know. This is
You'll
crazy. I
find
need
it.
to
Just
practice
look it
this.
up.
Yeah, at Sleepers.club. And so, yeah.
Cool. Sydney, thank you again for coming on.
Yeah, thank you.
On that note, with Parker Whirling.